Well, I made my way back to Lincoln and Superba. There's the old hot dog place, now a hoagie place. And I'm going to go down my old block, heading west on Superba. This is a crazy block because too many memories. I grew up here, born and raised. I'll tell you just some of the things that I remember. First of all, all my memories are faded, but right here across the street on the north side is a house that says 955. I don't ever remember it being that tall, but it was either that house or maybe the house next door, where there was an occasional kid, I think maybe Ron's age. His name was Joey. And one fine night, he came over and played with us, and Ronnie and I hid him in behind a set of drawers in the garage that Mom and Dad set up as a place where the brothers could have bunk beds. Here's that alley I was talking to you about again. At any rate, we would always go down this alley to do a shortcut to hit Andy's Liquor. So there's that. It'd be interesting to come back. I wonder if I should walk down that way. Yeah, I think I'll do that before I head down Superba. I'm heading back to Lincoln. I'm just curious as to whether or not that old Andy's Liquor sign is still there. If I remember right, I don't think it is. Ron and I might remember this. When you cross the street on Superba, we would go up and down this street here to see if there were lawns that needed to be cut. Anyway, oh boy. So at one time or another, going down this side of the street, I remember there being a bar. I don't know which one of these. As we approach where Andy's Liquor used to be, there was at one time on the corner several different things. Let me see. And I don't know whether it was this building here or the one on the corner, but I'm pretty sure the one on the corner used to be one of those racetracks. They put a racetrack here. I also remember there being, and I don't know again whether it was this little store, it might have been, or the one right next to it, but there was a Bob Dylan poster, and I think it might have been there for maybe a little record shop or something. I don't remember, but I do remember the Bob Dylan with the psychedelic hair poster, either like right here or right here. But at any rate, this was it. Oh, look at the here's, yeah, just as I thought, here is Andy's Liquor. The sign is no longer there. Now what I do remember is that the sign was taken further north on this side of the street. It'd be interesting to see if I could find it. There used to be, so here we are, there's Superba, and there used to be here one of these buildings, maybe one of these buildings, these small little shops, a dentist where Dickie was taken when he got his teeth knocked out from that accident on his motorcycle. So it looks like Andy's Liquor is now a bike shop. Pretty cool one too. Now this is a paseo too. See, here's a paseo going this way. So here's yet, and now occurs to me that this paseo might be the easterly one that continues on where Shell was. So I thought, sorry about that. So there you go. Let me see, further down, maybe where that white building is, I think is where a Maytag store used to be. And Ronnie and I would grab these huge Maytag boxes, drag them home, and play in them. Let me see. I'm just going south on Lincoln, same side of the street as Andy's Liquor, and see where this hand is right here on Marco Court. I think this was where the Maytag store used to be. I don't know what it is now. There's all kinds of funny things around here. Looks like some kind of a natural food place, man. Urban Remedy? Yeah. Have to admit, it's kind of a cool place. I've always told people that if someone were to hit me in the side of the head, I'd be a hippie. Yeah, these funky alleys. It's funny, you know, I never went down this block here. Always went down the other Superba, but never went down this block. And you know, when you're a kid, you just travel these familiar places, or at least I did. Turns out I wasn't, and I'm not very adventurous. So, darn. So, here's yet another paseo down Andy's Liquor Way. What's it called? Marco Place. Yeah, it looks like the paseos are called places. Oh, this is interesting. So here's Superba Court. The alley that goes down to Superba Court, I forgot what it's called. I forgot what we called it. Is it Noita? It's Noita something. Noita Court. So yeah, the alleys are called courts. Yeah. So here's Superba Court. So it's, you know, over there where the light's turning yellow is where the street is, and south of that is Superba Court. So I'm pretty sure I went down Superba Court. There's some memories, I think. I think it was at the end of this block where a couple of kids were bothering me, and I had Max the monkey, and so I pulled on the leash to make it seem like Max was ready to rumble, and the kids bought it and they took off. Thanks, Max. Okay, so here I go now. Here I go. It's nice weather right now, but it's overcast. Okay, here I go. Down Old Superba Way, Superba Avenue, towards Linden, away from Lincoln. All kinds of memories and all kinds of non-memories. For example, I have this recurring dream where one of these houses, I don't know why, but one of these houses, like this one or one of these here, you know, in my dreams is one I make up in my head, but this comes closest to it, where I taking care of an older person and fixing up rooms. I don't know why. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Nothing. Dreams mean nothing. Let's see, what else do I remember? Okay, well, I'm trying to remember where the Garcias are because they were on this side of the this side. See, I didn't know too many. We didn't know too many people. I should speak for myself. But and again, see now, houses are fenced on the properties, so it's kind of hard to tell what it used to be. This kind of looks like it here. This looks like, yeah, this looks like it. This looks like the house here, where, I'm not sure, but it's where I went up to Butterball when the police were at the house asking him where his gun is, toy gun that I pointed at somebody on the street, maybe Tony Gant. He was always our victim for some reason or another. Cop came over and I asked Butterball, where's the gun? He never spoke to me, just handed over the gun when he came back home, and and the cop ripped off the trigger. That's stupid. See, look at, here's a house that never used to be here, you know. They build up. We didn't have that growing up here. See what they do? They build up. I don't remember houses being two-story ever on the block, but we shall see. Yeah, so the house I was looking at, okay, I'm wondering whether that's the name. I think this house here, let me see, was Mr. Miller's house is right here, I think. I grew up here. Oh, and yeah, I'm not sure, but I think this is Mr. Miller's house right here. And then I think next to it was where Flo and Mr. Murphy lived. And the kids, Mike and who else? Boy, I can't even see the house here. Whoa, what's going on here? This is crazy. I'm not sure, but I want to say this. I want to say that at a different time, this was the place where Flo and Mr. Murphy lived. Why is that? Because, oh, okay, there's the Aragons right there. And believe it or not, this is 911 Superba Avenue, where everything happened. Little sacred place. Yeah, look at that. Don't believe me? Watch this. 9/11. Look at this. The flu. And look at this. It's for sale. It was $1,300,000, something like that. Last time I looked on Zillow. Look how the house next door hasn't changed too much, with those awful neighbors who didn't tolerate kids. But maybe rightfully so, because one of us threw an egg at the door. I'm sure there's other mischief too. This no longer looks like the Gantz house, but that's what it is. Because the house on the corner, oh boy, what was the name? Dickie, what was the name of the house on the corner? Mr. Hodges. Oh my God, am I right about that? Hodges? I think so. The Hodges right there. Boy, now I'm getting all these images of a Helms truck coming down the street. It's a deal. The Helms truck man would say when he'd stop in front of our house as we got our glazed donuts. I ran away from home once, and I only made it this far, where I sat down along this little area here. I'm not remembering whether this particular concrete was there at the time. Kind of looks like it. Looks like it's as old as it needs to be for me to remember. And I sat down here and didn't know where to go, so I went back home. Mom bundled up a hobo's napkin at the end and put a sandwich in and an orange. I told her I was running away. She goes, "Oh, okay, let me help you." I told her that later on. She goes, "I did that." She goes, "Boy, I was cruel," and then she laughed. Okay, I don't know why I'm saying this, but here's a little funky memory. If you go on Linden towards Broadway at the end where Palms is, way down the street there. Oh, I'm sorry, California Avenue. Yeah, look there is right here a garage. And one fine evening, I had a dream where there was a spaceship that opened up right where this block was, right here. And I would and I think that what I used to do with my dreams, I would wake up and tell Ron or Tim about there being a spaceship under there, and we would kind of like rummage around to see what we could find, to see if we could find any part of the spaceship. But there are memories going down the block here, you know. Maybe it's worth it going down the block just a little bit. I mean, down the alley. And I remember a whole bunch of little things about the alley, you know. That's where my life was here too, you know. Here's our alley. And we are the third house over. So 1, 2. And this is the brown door there, the dark door is the garage. Right next door is an area that we would occasionally go to see what's in it. We junk was in there. I don't know what Mom and Dad ever did, but here's what the back of the house looks like. And here's that famous garage right across from it. The older boys, Rick and Raul and such, would get into some mischief back here. Some of which I saw. They would pick up slugs and then put firecrackers in a glass container and explode them back here. Oh boy. And I was on top of the roof, as I usually was a lot, looking down, and I saw Raul and Dickie smoking cigarettes with their arm around Nancy Garcia. This is also the place where Ronnie and I would stash our stolen bikes. Fun. Well, anyway, here's the rest of here's the house looks like. Yuck. But, necessary. Looks like this is, looks like you could put a car back there, and that's what you probably need to do. Because on the street, no place to put a car, I guess, unless you get there first. And I'm sure they probably have some ordinance where where you have to move your car on certain days so they could clean the streets. So yeah, I'm now remembering this. Here's the neighbor's house. See, here's our house. Here's the neighbors, and then right next to the neighbors was, right here, was Mr. Miller's garage. And as we got older, he got a little more tolerant. And one fine day, he invited, I don't know who it was. Well, it's usually me and Ronnie, but somehow I remember Eddie being in on this. He invited us into his garage and we asked him questions about his tools. This is what I remember about this one little thing right here. Funny. So much memory is right here, and it's nothing but bricks and mortar, stucco, an alley, meaning nothing to nobody except for me. Heading back towards Linden here. Gonna make a left to get back on Superba Avenue. So I think I'll let it go for now, and I'll walk towards Grandma's.